Right, so another Lick Friday, week 365 this week, and this one is absolutely awesome. I love this lick, and it's a nice start to give you a bit of just emphasis on a few notes. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it's the way in which you kind of attack it which is going to make this lick work. And then you finish with a descending run through a pentatonic, shape 1 into shape 5, kind of a standard thing, but again it's the way you play it, so you can choose to hybrid pick it, alternate pick it, that's obviously your choice. But please do consider liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell button for all the future notifications, and considering the super thanks and the patronage, which is all linked below. Tab is on the website dansguitar.com, link below as well. So backing track is coming up at the end of the video. That's enough of the waffle, let's hear that lick. So there it is, it's great. I like this lick. It's got a lot of flavour, a lot of colour to it, and one where you can draw quite a lot in the way of technique, especially that kind of area where you're picking, raking down onto that note. That's the technique which you could have a bit of fun with, and it just works across the board, so it's brilliant fun to do and very effective. So with that said, let's get on with a breakdown, and I'll show you a little bit more on how to do those rakes. Don't forget the jamming track coming up at the end as well. See you in a moment. Right, so the breakdown's fairly straightforward. Now the notes on the third string to start off with are frets 7, 9, 12 and 14. Now the first thing you want to take note of is the vibrato, because it's quite wide, so you want to work at that, bringing some really kind of Jonny Lang-esque or Zakk Wylde-esque sort of vibrato in there. So don't be shy when it comes to moving that string back and forth. That is the key point to making this work. Then before, actually the 14th fret doesn't come into it on the vibrato, but never mind. So the 7th fret, what you do first off is you've got you're picking that as a staccato note. And every time you go into one of these notes, you're kind of raking your way into it, so which means you're muting the strings before the note you want to play or want to be heard. Now I've said it, I can't do it as easy. But anyway, that's the idea, that your palm sits on the strings, you kind of twist your wrist and come off at the point where you want to hear the string that you're fretting. So could be any string, and it's great for that sort of. So you notice I do like a reiki thing quite a lot in my jams as well, so it's just a technique that I've picked up over the years. So you've got strike, staccato, second strike after your little rake is going to be wide vibrato, and then another staccato note on the 9th fret. Then you replace the third finger with the first finger and do the same thing, but without that first staccato note. So it's only once on the 9 now with the wide vibrato, and then the 12th fret with that staccato note, replacing the third finger with that first finger, and then that's the same with the 14. So that's 12 and then 14 for staccato. And then you've got your standard pentatonic lick, which is it's going through shape 1 of the blues scale, if you like, because you're using that 15th fret, so that blues note, the flat 5. But you're also coming down into shape 5, sorry, of the pentatonics. So it's a nice little link-in thing as well, and something you'll notice I do coming back and forth is using that back area of the Pentatonics where they link in, so that diagonal shape going through from 5, 1 and then 2. Bear that in mind. So you've got your standard Pentatonic lick to start off with. One to get used to and one to repeat if you can. Great as a repetition lick, and then you're bending the 14th fret full tone, 12 on the second, 12 on the first, and then you're pulling off from the 15 to the 12 on the second, going from the 14 third, 12 on the second. Then you've got the blues scale rundown, 15, 14, 12 on that third string, so, and then the 14 on the fourth string. Now what I'm going to do with this is I use the third finger for that 14 because I'm flipping it back to go to the third string on that 14th fret as well. So you've got that type thing going on, rather than, which you can do, it's your choice, but I find it easier to flip the finger back and then, because it's already on that position anyway. So you've got the 14, 14, third string, fourth string, third string, back to the fourth string, and then 12th fret on the third string, and then you've got a sequence of 14, 12 on the fourth string, 14 on the fifth, 14 on the fourth, back to the 14 on the fifth, and then 12th fret on that fourth string as well. Then a slide from 14 to 12 with a pull off to the 10, all on the same string. So notice the fingers, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 1 because of the slide. Going to the 12 on the thick string, 12 on the A string, same finger again, 12 on the E, the 6th string, 10 on the A, that's a G note, and then finishing with your root note of E on that thick string. So I'll try and play it slow for you now. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Close on the end now, I'll do it again. 3 and 4 and 1. And that's it, so I'm going to hand you back to me. So that was your lick, and your jamming track is just a moment away, so please stay tuned for that. If you did like this video, please do consider liking, sharing, subscribing, couldn't say it then, subscribing and hitting that bell button. Super thanks, patronage, and the tab is on my website dansguitar.com. Everything is linked below. That is it. I'm going to bid you farewell, leave you with a jamming track. It's great fun to jam over. If you want the full one, it's on the Patreon page. Yeah, that's it. Just enjoy what's there for free, and if you want more, you're going to have to subscribe to my Patreon. There we are. Nice. See you next week, everyone. Laters. Bye.